WeAreSC.com. I'm Angel Viscarra, joined by Darrell, Rideaux, and Garry Paskwietz just outside of Heritage Hall following the Trojans' Tuesday practice of Arizona Week. And Garry, last week, looking at this offense for USC, we finally see some semblance of a rushing attack balanced going for this team. You think we see that going forward?
I do hope we see that going forward, and that's certainly what Clay Helton was talking about today, T. Martin. I would even like to see it be a little bit more with the run game. I thought this was a good balanced day, but it could be more. And I think what's going to be real interesting to watch, Angel, is how Clay Helton handles the running back rotation. Do you go back to three guys with Cedric Ware? You had a nice duo with Vavae and Stephen Carr in that game. Helton saying, hey, it's going to be kind of a feel thing, see how guys go in practice. That's really what I'm going to be watching for as we move forward, because I think there's more left for this run game.
All right, Darrell, and let's stick in the skills position department for USC. We see the receivers and JT Daniels finally look like they clicked last week. Do we see that in the desert?
I think so, but much of their success in the passing game is going to have to go back, I would have to agree, Garry, in terms of how USC gets off to a strong running game. And to use a basketball analogy, the receivers last week played well away from the ball. Can they do the same? It seems like they got into a nice little rhythm, and as a result of that, by having some success early on in the running game, it allowed for the receivers to kind of find their moments to all shine, whether it's Tyler Vaughn making those acrobatic catches, or Pittman. I continue to say that of the three receivers, he's probably the most physical and gives you the best jump ball opportunities. But make no mistake about it, if the receivers are going to have success, it's going to be because the ground game dictates a strong passing opportunity.
All right, and you can't talk about the Arizona Wildcats without mentioning Khalil Tate, their signal caller, a dynamic talent, really. But he is nursing a bit of a battered ankle. What is it going to take for the Trojans to slow him down?
Well, contain him, and it's easy for me to say, hard for the players on the field to do. We saw last year vintage Khalil Tate. I thought we handled him well in the first half, and at halftime feeling really good. And then the second half, he reminded us of what kind of a player he is. Very interesting this year that with that ankle and with Kevin Sumlin's system, we're seeing him be more of a pocket passer this year. And we'll see if the ankle's feeling better. Does he revert back to those running routes on this game? They're doing a great job running the ball without him so far. J.J. Taylor leading the conference right now overall as a team in rushing the football, but that is going to be the key. This guy is really good. We know that. We've seen it. So how we handle him, don't let him have those opportunities breaking outside the pocket. Again, who can handle that? Porter Gustin, Jordan Iosefa did a great job last year. Going to be very interesting to watch.
Fantastic. And against Washington State, we saw special teams very important as Jay Tufele made that game-saving block. Darrell, special teams this week, what are you looking at?
Well, special teams never becomes more of a greater factor than they are on the road. The best friend of a defense is also the best friend of an offense. Being able to flip the field in certain situations, keeping that Tucson, Arizona crowd at bay. Don't give them any reasons to emotionally get invested into this game. You talk about Khalil Tate earlier. Putting him in long third down situations, giving the offense extra reps to see what exactly, the offense can do is largely going to loom upon playing sound special teams. And that starts from kickoff, continuing the success of putting the ball in the end zone, starting on the 25-yard line is always a good recipe.
All right, very quickly, gentlemen, let's talk about how important it is for USC to come away with a win before that bye week next week.
I think it's absolutely huge, Angel. Got a little bit of momentum after the Washington State game, feeling a little good about yourself, and you go down into Tucson and come away and head into the bye week with 2 wins in a row, you're feeling good. You're in good position for the Pac-12 South, set up well. So there's going to be a lot of smiles on the faces if you get this win. But conversely, obviously it puts you in a hole if you do not. The Coliseum, the USC fans are going to be out with a lot of criticisms after it, and you're also going to be setting yourself up in a hole on the Pac-12 South. Two clear different scenarios.
Absolutely, Darrell.
You talked about it. The narrative is different if you come into this game, like you said, off of another win, you're 3-2. You lose, you're 2-3. And the narratives are completely different, and it almost exacerbates areas that many of our fans and many people on the message board really are dying to see. Is it a combination of play calling or situational football, or is it just a matter of some of the inexperience now starting to gain that experience and USC finding their stride? Which USC team shows up? I hope it's the latter part of what we saw against Washington State, a puncher's chance, giving themselves an opportunity to win.
All right, USC fans can only hope that that version of the Trojans shows up this Saturday in the desert with a win. USC pretty much in the driver's seat in the South Division, so a crucial weekend for the Trojans out in Tucson this weekend. So we'll have all your coverage. WeAreSC.com has you covered leading up to the ball game. For Angel Viscarra, Darrell, Rideaux, and Garry Paskwietz, you're watching WeAreSC.